In 2022, Adams County came together with several nonprofit organizations to highlight what they do and how they service our community. Also, to let our community know if they need help, where to go, and get the services they need. So join me today on this virtual walking tour as I discover how to keep our community safe, vibrant, and thriving. Megan,
Amy,
so good to meet you.
It's really good to see you. So glad to be able to show you around the shelter.
Thank you. I'm prepared to see it all. And
Thank you.
apparently there's a lot to see.
Yeah, there is a lot to see.
Let's get started.
The Adams County Homeless Shelter is really a family shelter. It's designed to help families get back on their feet. So most of our residents come from Adams County, and you'll see around the perimeter our bedrooms. So we have 7 bedrooms. 5 of those are smaller bedrooms and 2 of those are larger bedrooms. This is our shared living space, so this is where everybody can meet together. The adults can interact. We have a lot of space for kids because we have a large children's program.
So out of everyone that comes here and takes advantage of the room and the safety, how many of them are children?
Yeah, so half the people who come are children. So any given year, that's going to be 50 to 70 kids over the course of a year.
And how long do families stay here typically?
Yeah, when they first come in, we say 30 days is what our goal is. And right now we're at about 46 days is our average stay. It varies depending on the needs of the family. So as long as someone's working towards their goals, they can stay. But we're trying to get people housed as quickly as possible.
So when they come to this location, it's just not a safe stopping point. It's a launching point into their next area. And at 46 days average, you're able to get the families and the children the assistance, the help, and that lift to the next stage.
That's right. Yeah, our goal is to get people stable so they feel safe. And then, whatever the barriers are that brought them here, we work on those. So if they need to find other employment, then we work on employment. And then certainly looking for safe, affordable housing for them because we want a permanent solution.
And do you have a room to show us?
Yeah, I would love to show you. So this is a smaller bedroom. And again, it's predominantly a family shelter. And so you'll see that we don't have dorms. This is set up for a family, so we could have a family of 4 could be in this room. That's why it's hard to say exactly how many folks we serve because it's on any given day. It's dependent on the size of families.
This looks exactly like my childhood bedroom.
Yeah, exactly. Probably a couple of extra beds.
Yeah.
And then our large family rooms have 6 beds. And we do serve single adults, so if we're not full with families, we could have single, like this could be a single male room, and we would have 4 males staying in here. We could do a single female, but predominantly we're serving families, and that's what we almost always have. So this room is waiting. We have a family that are coming in tomorrow.
And I noticed before we even leave, you have personal care items, almost like a hotel concierge setup. How do these items get here?
Most of it is donations, and just really important for many people who are coming in, they don't have anything, and so making sure they feel welcome, that the space is clean and well used, and that they have the things they need.
So volunteers or donations are accepted for personal care items?
Yes, we're always taking donations of personal care items and cleaning supplies because you want to keep it really clean and sanitary for families.
And is it true that when you're staying here, you are active in this community, being a part of it, cleaning, cooking?
Yeah, so everybody who stays, all the adults have a task that they do during the day. So everybody gives, everybody receives, so it's really reciprocal. And so they're helping to sweep or mop the floors. Some people are cooking dinner. So yeah, everyone is helping with that, which is great. It keeps the building in great shape. It makes people feel like they are contributing. So yeah.
Contribution, whether it's a donation or staying here and working and cleaning, is one of the foundations of lifting yourself up. Because giving back to others, when you take the focus off yourself, really helps you grow and thrive as well.
That's exactly right. Yeah, people do better.
They certainly do.
Yeah.
So let's see what else you have.
Sure. So again, our living room, you can see we have some strollers. We always have children here. Almost always a newborn as well.
Really?
Yeah, it was really important when we were able to design this building. And so it was really important that we made a good play space because we want kids who are experiencing homelessness to feel like they can be kids. And so this space is really important for them. We made it bright and cheerful, someplace that they would want to be.
And again, there are items in here that I had for my children or I had a kid. So it does give you that immediate security, that familiar touch of just the toys, the surrounding. This is really great.
Thank you. Yeah, and parents supervise. You can see we have a window so when parents are out there, they can see their kids playing. And then again, parents are helping to make sure this room stays clean and safe for the kids that are here. But really important.
Another little community right here with the kids.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Great.
Again, we have bedrooms all around the perimeter. And then we have a number of bathrooms. So because there's a lot of people here. At any one time, we can have between 20 and 32 people. So bedrooms, bathrooms, handicap bathrooms. We make sure we have a bathtub because, again, we have a lot of kids. So showers are not always beneficial for them. But handicapped accessible. So we have folks who have been in wheelchairs who are struggling. We have a shared dining space. So this is the dining room. And families typically have tables, but they eat together. So, and you can see we have a house meeting, and that's where everybody gets together. We make sure, we can celebrate people's successes, and then work on any issues that we have at that point.
So you have counselors on site or individuals that work
staff
here?
Staff who do case management, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's important, helping people to find the resources that they need, especially if they're low-wage earners. They're not going to be able to afford housing in Adams County. It's really expensive. So working to see if we can get a housing choice voucher for them or find appropriate space. So staff are helping to look for housing as well as look for resources to make sure that they can afford it.
What I'm hearing is this isn't just a place to come during any time of adversity, which could be any reason. There are so many reasons that people could find themselves in this situation. Yes. They come here and they're supported through the entire process. And they can come with nothing and have donations from the community for personal care items, food items. I know you have a program for that. And then a collective, immediate family compassionate support group for them.
That's right.
And people to, like you said, get them to the next level.
Yes, yeah. Because when you first come to a homeless, this is no one's dream, right? So when you first come, people are feeling hopeless, and so we want to restore hope that their future can be brighter. And so, providing that support both inside and then with the staff that we have is really important. And then we find that, the families that we serve, if they have needs after they leave, they can still come back and see us. Or if they need to problem solve something, they can talk to our staff to be able to stabilize, as well as work with all of the other SCCAP programs. So, it's not just the shelter, but we can help them with child care subsidy. Our family services staff can do case management and offer a little bit of rental assistance for that piece. We have the food pantries and glean produce. All of those work together because we're looking for long-term stability. We want families to have a bright future. And
speaking of bright future, how many graduates from this program come back to volunteer or help?
Yeah, they don't necessarily come to the shelter to volunteer, although there are people who certainly mentor other people, but they volunteer in our pantry and our gleaning initiative and those programs. So yeah, again, people do well when they have a chance to give back. Absolutely. This is an excellent location. Yeah, we have a commercial kitchen or a large kitchen. Again, at any time we can have 20 to 30 people staying at the shelter. So you'll see we have donated food, and then families, if they have food of their own, they can keep it here so it's safe for them if they have specific needs. But the community is really gracious to donate food, and then we're able to use that so that families can make the meals that they need. So families maintain that normal day-to-day routine, right? Cook with their families just like normal, and serve them here. That's right. And important for kids to have that kind of stability. We try wherever possible to ensure that kids are able to go to their home school. So, if they're from Upper Adams, there are busing systems that can get them to the school that they came from, which is really helpful. Again, we want to have that consistency for them. So as minimal as a disruption as possible, yes. The family kind of maintains that routine of cooking and being together, and yes. That's excellent. Yeah, really important. And all of this is only possible because the community supports us. We couldn't do this. This is a program that is not fully funded. Very little, maybe 1/3 of the funding comes from any state or federal funds. So the rest we have to raise. So we are constantly raising funds to make sure that we have this program so families have a safe place to stabilize and then to build a new future. And it takes a lot of effort because it's not just they're here and gone. It's a yes. continued program with all the things you mentioned. That's right. And staff 24 hours a day, all year. So we have staff who are here at Christmas and Thanksgiving because we're celebrating those with families. So yeah, it's important. And we are so fortunate that the community is supportive of this program.
And it looks like they are.
Yeah.
This is beautiful. Thank you for your time
Yeah,
today.
thank you for coming.
Yes.
It was really, really good to see you.
Yes, absolutely. So I'm on to the next location.
Yeah, have a great time. Wonderful community partners. We're really lucky in Adams
And I
County.
like that word, you're all partners in this together.
That's right.
That's how we're going to thrive.
Together for our families.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
I'll
Thanks.
see you.
See you later.
Leaving SCCAP, I have learned so much about the essential programs they have here, not just for the immediate need for families and children housing, but I also learned about the Gleaning Project and the Food Pantry. It serves all of Adams County, anyone who has food insecurities or needs. SCCAP also does so much more.
Hi, how are you?
Good. You must be Debbie.
I am, and this is Pat.
Hi, I'm Pat.
Amy, nice to meet you.
And Pat's the chair of the board, and I'm the director.
Yes, I'm doing the walking tour around Adams County for the housing. So tell me who you are and what you do here at Gettysburg CARES.
We're Gettysburg CARES, and CARES stands for,
Oh my goodness.
she always is good at it. Sorry.
Combined Area Community Resources for Emergency Shelter.
And what does it mean in Adams County to have an emergency shelter? When is that utilized?
Just like you just walked off the street and came in, you're welcome to come in, talk to Debbie, give her some information. There's forms that you will need to fill out, and she will direct how you can get your
Warrant check done. We do a warrant check on all of our guests. We actually open October 16th, and we close somewhere around April 17th, somewhere and around that
mid-April.
each season, because we're only a cold weather shelter.
So Gettysburg CARES is a cold weather shelter open
Yes.
just from October to April and supporting anyone walking in off the street who needs that immediate care right now.
Right, that they're going to freeze to death that night out in the street, you know, that kind of thing. And there is a lot of that because the shelters in Gettysburg get full. And then there's nowhere to come, and we're that last step before the street. But as I said, there are forms to fill out, and we do a warrant check.
Yeah, and just because you walk in the door doesn't automatically mean that you'll be accepted into the program, because we got to watch the safety of all of the guests that come in and that are here.
We try to do something for everyone. It's just the rare case that possibly we can assist. And this year we're real excited because we're getting a new model. In the last 11 years, they've had to move to various churches every 2 weeks. Okay, well this year we're going to be able to stay in one location at St. James the whole season. And that's because of the graciousness of the congregation and also some ARRF funds that were received by Gettysburg CARES. Gettysburg CARES is funded totally on the community. We get nothing from the government. We got the ARRF funds, but that's only for the renovation of St. James. Everything else with CARES, all the utilities, the paper clips, the staff, all the supplies that are used, the toilet paper, the paper towels, everything like that, it's all based on the generosity of this community.
So anyone who is in emergency need starting in October can come in and stay for the first time up all the way through April?
Correct. Now, in that interim, we're going to be working together to make them sustainable, you know, whether it be housing, whether it be a job, whatever the hiccups are, we're going to try to work with them and get through all of that. And here we offer it's a resource center where we're located. You can get showers, you can do your laundry. There's computers to locate employment, to find a place to live. There's case management. There's a kitchen where limited cooking and limited food can be done. Right next door at the youth house, breakfast is served every day. So basically, the needs are met as they try to become more sustainable for themselves.
And here in Gettysburg, I'm finding out on this walking tour that there are so many areas that can assist in the needs you just talked about. moving them forward, whether it's food insecurities, getting paperwork or assistance for housing, and transportation.
But be aware that those waiting lists can sometimes be long, especially with housing. It can
Very.
take some time.
Yes.
It's not an easy hurdle because there's limited availability, but it is something that we can assist with and to assist with.
So I didn't know that. So what you're saying is sometimes people who have an immediate need is because they're on a waiting list for housing.
Absolutely.
Correct. We sometimes get guests here that are totally employed, but quite frankly, they can't afford the price of the monthly rent for their apartment. And, you know, eventually they have nowhere to stay. And we see all sorts of situations here. Everything's so different. And we just, whatever the hurdle is, we just work together to go forward and be sustainable.
That's interesting to know. I did not know that.
Yeah, housing is
tight.
practically none, and you got hundreds of people trying for one apartment sometimes, and
It's tough. It's very
really
tough.
hard.
I don't have the answers, but that's where CARES comes in. With the help of the community, we can sustain them for a while till things get organized in their world.
Yeah, and when you have no place to go, where we're going to be having the guests stay this year overnight from 8 o'clock in the evening till 7 o'clock in the morning. They'll be over at St. James on the 3rd floor. There's going to be provision there for them to stay on mats. It's not real comfortable, but it sure beats being on the street.
It's warm, you know, and we're really excited this year. Gettysburg CARES is based a lot on volunteers. We have very little staff. So the community volunteers. The one thing that we're going to have this year on the overnight is we're going to have a paid staff, and this will relieve some of our volunteers' concerns because if anything does go wrong, and we don't have many issues, but occasionally you do have that staff person to handle that emergency right then and there. But we're always looking for volunteers. Director at GettysburgCares.org, and that's how you can get to volunteer with us.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's a plethora of things they can do.
Oh, yes, they can assist with laundering of the blankets, devotional time, overnight time, breakfast, in the resource center, maybe shredding, filing, just helping us get organized, listening to our guests, talking to our guests. Yeah, volunteers are always needed.
That's wonderful.
We have hundreds, and we depend on each and every one of them.
We can't exist without the volunteers of this community, without the financial help of this community and the volunteerism in this community. Gettysburg CARES would not exist except for those two things. And it's amazing because I can't tell you how many people we've helped throughout the year that you know they'd be out, you know, on the street, in a tent, behind a bush, you know, wherever. And we're able to offer this to them through this community and the generousness that they can have this place for now.
How many people come through this program monthly or yearly?
It's always varying. It depends, you know, we're seasonal. It depends what part of the season we're at. Sometimes in October, it's still warm. You know, in December, it gets extremely cold. Our numbers are forever changing. The most that we can take at any given time is 30. But as I said, that 30 is changing throughout the 6 months, 7 months that we're open. I'm not really sure how many we served in a year. I think it was around 200 to 300, but it's forever changing, okay?
Yeah.
That's amazing work you do, and I understand the need for volunteers.
Yeah,
and
we
now I see how easy it is to come in here and see these two amazing faces that just immediately make me feel safe and warm. And
Well, that's what we hope we can do. We're here to assist in any way that we can.
Yeah.
And it's very rewarding for us as well to be able to help people become sustainable. That's what it's about, you know.
And we have an amazing 12-member board who really step up to the plate, and who, each of them has a job that they do, and they do it very well.
Very
And so-
hardworking, and compassionate. That was the only the thing that amazed me the most was how compassionate and hardworking they were.
so Gettysburg Cares is compassionate, open now. October
16th, ready to go.
ready to go, and anyone for circumstantial reasons or like you said on a wait list just needs a place during those cold winter nights, you can
When
help
nothing
them.
else is available, here we are.
Well, it's nice to walk in and see you too. So thank you so much.
Well,
I'm going to
thank
get
you.
on with the tour. Debbie, it's great
good
to
to
meet
see you.
Good to
Thank
meet
you too, my
Thank
dear.
you so much. Hi, Jenny.
Hello, thank you so much for coming.
So nice to meet you.
So nice to meet you. Let's have a seat, we can
Okay.
chat.
I'm anxious to find out everything that the Agape House program does for our community. So what is this?
So this is just a PowerPoint I created. The mission itself has been serving the community for 50 years. The Agape House was created in the late 80s, and it's our family shelter. We mainly focus on women and children. Families do come in, but it's not as common. And we have a great program that we offer them. So when they first come in, of course, our goal is to give them a safe place that they can find comfort and shelter. So we have fully furnished apartments that have everything that they need in them, from toilet paper to shampoo, so they can come right in off the street if they need and feel like they have a safe place to call home.
Wow.
And then they start our program. As you will look through here, we have 10 phases of our program, and we incorporate that in a personalized program just for them.
Tell me, why personalized? What does that mean?
So homelessness wears so many different faces. Statistically, 33% of homelessness is families with children. So we have that, and then we also have victims of fire or victims of domestic abuse or women who are not old enough to get Social Security, but they're disabled and can't work and haven't gotten that disability benefit yet. So the process of actually helping people is to come alongside them and advocate for them on exactly what they need. So we create that personalized program by creating short-term goals and long-term goals, and then we walk through that process with them.
And you're with them every step of the way.
Absolutely. We have a life skills coach that lives here on site, works with our girls if they need help cooking and cleaning, some of the skills that we were taught that they might not have been. So she's right there with parenting and any hands-on stuff. We also have a spiritual director. She comes in, we believe in mind, body, and soul, and her spiritual guidance has been amazing in our program. So she works with them and goes through some basic biblical truths, because we are a Christian facility and we believe that with God all things are possible. So when you're at your lowest point, a lot of times that's when people are willing to hear, hey, you know, we have hope in a Savior. And we're not funded by the state at all. This is all through donations through the community, through churches, local businesses that have chose to partner with us because of our success rate in this program.
How many rooms do you have here that can support women in need?
So in our north building, which you're in now, we have 4 2-bedroom units, and in our south building we have 5 1-bedroom units. So it's not a lot. We're a diamond in a rough, and our goal is to continue to purchase property to continue to help the need for subsidized housing in this area.
And in order to do that, you need donations.
Absolutely. Not just financial donations, but also monetary donations is great, but we also need paper products. So there's certain things our clients can't purchase with their food stamps. Paper products, diapers, certain soaps, feminine products, none of them are covered through the food stamps. So we get donations all the time, and that is greatly appreciated. So any type of help like that is also needed.
I did not know that. I also didn't know that sometimes when people come here for assistance, I'm learning it's because of a housing shortage in their financial bracket.
Yeah.
So what happens to women who successfully get through your 10-phase program? Mm-hmm. Then what?
So like I said, if they graduate the program, we can invite them to rent here for a year. And we really focus on budgeting and long-term success. So even if they graduate and don't stay here, we stay connected with them. We offer classes all year round, such as budgeting. We also have support groups, Bible studies, art therapy. We're starting yoga. So anything that the community can help with in those ways as well. That's all rehabilitation, and our clients
truly
need that.
is.
Yeah.
And being able to rent from you here establishes them for their next phase, which is going out and renting on their own.
Absolutely. We can give that amazing reference check that they're looking for.
Excellent. Here's your spirituality check. Time management.
That's a big one. A lot of our girls have, they're single mothers, they have lots of kids, and just trying to figure out how to manage life. And time management, we all can work on.
As a single individual, life managing
Absolutely.
is hard. Adding on to that a loss of a job or a life-altering event and children and getting back on your feet seems, like you said, overwhelming, but you said hope.
Yeah.
And I think everything starts with that glean of hope, and from there you can really see where you can be.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
This is excellent. And speaking of where you can be, I'd love to see some of the rooms and things
Perfect.
you have here.
Absolutely. Let's
right.
take a look around.
Okay.
So this is our office where we meet one-on-one with our clients, working on their program. Each of our clients have their own binder, as you can see. I haven't quite gotten it non-paper, what do they call that? Yeah, digital. That's not, not quite there yet. But we also have the schedule of our van. We have an Agape House van, which is huge because a lot of our women can't drive or don't have vehicles. So the van takes them to the library, to the mission, Weiss Food Pantry, Community Aid. We do the gleaning project through SCCAP. So the van is a huge blessing that we were, someone gave that to us. So this is where a lot of the one-on-one magic happens. Of course, we have high security because we do help women who have active abuse orders in place. So we have code locks on all of our doors, cameras everywhere for their safety. So
I love that you compile an entire notebook on a woman or their family, and they're not just a number, and they're not just another person through the system. They are a very important part of this community, and that notebook not only builds their past story, but their future story.
Yeah, when they graduate, we will create a PowerPoint that shows them their success. And we usually have a graduation ceremony that their family can attend. So it's a big deal for our women when they graduate.
I love that.
All right, let's go see one of the apartments.
Okay.
Okay, so this is our north building, and in both of our buildings, we offer free laundry service to our clients. Of course, they can get their own mail here. We have
Getting your mail, sorry to
Yes.
interrupt, but also getting your mail sets up another validation
Yes.
of you living and actively moving on to the next stages.
Absolutely.
I think getting an address is probably for most people the first deep breath they can really take.
I agree. And our goal when they first come in isn't to put them on a time clock where we're saying, you have this many days left. We want them to find peace here so that they can let their guard down and start the healing process and start that journey to get them to where they need to be. So, yes.
That's great.
All right, this is one of our 2-bedroom units, fully furnished, and it's supplied with everything so that when the client can come in, they don't need anything. The clothes on their backs is fine. We have
So all of their
shampoo, all of
kitchen.
it. All their kitchen items, blankets, sheets, towels, you name it. We have it supplied.
This is a really big space, very open.
Yes, it is. It's a beautiful location in Gettysburg. And like I said, this is one of our 2-bedroom units, so it's perfect for a family. And we're very blessed. We have new appliances in these units, and I mean, it's just immaculate.
It is an
I definitely
immaculate,
would live
beautiful.
here.
I know.
Second.
This is beautiful, right on the square of Gettysburg,
Yes.
in the heart of your community.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, come on in.
Another beautiful unit.
Yes, this is actually one of our single women units. So we have 2 women that don't know each other that stay here in this unit together. They create a beautiful friendship and an alliance together and a support system, which is also amazing. Another benefit with having the apartments in Gettysburg is it's right downtown. I mean, they can find a job within walking distance, walk to the grocery store. All of their needs can be met right here.
And I know they have the transit center here too to take them all the way to Hanover and back if needed for anything.
Absolutely, absolutely. So this is another one of our beautiful units. Lived in, but.
And it comes furnished, right?
Oh yeah, all this was ours. I don't know what's under there. That's probably, they're hiding their luggage
Luggage
because
or
they don't have
something.
much storage. It's just this one big closet. Right, so after, if they would graduate the program as a single woman, they can still rent from us. They just have to move into another apartment that's available.
And that's, again, like you said, the other step to get them back out there on their
Absolutely,
feet.
yeah.
This is beautiful. Thank you for spending this time with me today.
Absolutely.
I have more to see, so I'm going to head out, but I cannot tell you enough how impactful this experience has been for me, learning how you support the women in our community and your 10 phases to get them out of here through hope and compassion.
Absolutely.
And unity. So what you do here is magical, so thank you.
Thank you.
And I appreciate it. And I'm going to see you around town.
Okay, sounds good.
Bye. I'm just now leaving the Agape house in the heart of Gettysburg, and I have to tell you, the people I'm meeting and the stories that I'm hearing are about true inspiration and hope. Being part of this community, keeping it safe and vibrant is all of our job. So I'm off to my next spot. Hi, I'm Amy.
Hi, I'm Jamie. I'm the director of the Safe Home program. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Would you love to have a seat to learn a little bit more about what we do here at Safe Home?
I would love to. So tell me about Safe Home in Adams County. What do you do here?
Absolutely. So Safe Home is the PCADV, which is the Pennsylvania Coalition Against Domestic Violence, funded service provider for those impacted by domestic violence in Adams County. We've been providing services in Adams County since 2019 exclusively, but Safe Home's been in existence for over 40 years, since 1981.
So your guests come here for what reason? What resources are here for them?
Absolutely. So we serve those, again, who have been impacted by domestic violence. And all of our services are absolutely free and confidential, which is why we don't usually disclose our location to individuals unless they're coming for services. People come to us for a variety of reasons, mainly to do with their victimization, dealing with domestic violence or intimate partner violence. We operate 24/7, 365 days a year. We have a 24/7 hotline where you can always call and reach a live trained advocate who will help you no matter the time of day or night. Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, New Year's Eve, we're always on call, ready to assist individuals. We have several housing programs, including we assist with emergency shelter for people fleeing situations of domestic violence who need immediate safety. We also have a transitional housing program here in Adams County and a rapid rehousing program, which offers various degrees of support and rental assistance for set limits of time.
So you mentioned a couple holidays. Is that kind of, unfortunately, a busy time for you and your
you
staff?
can see an increase. I think the additional stressors that everyone experiences during the holidays, if you're living in that kind of situation where violence may already be present, the stressors of the holidays can kind of exacerbate those.
So your program does not just help that immediate emergency need, but it sounds like you have long-term care and resources that you help with as well.
Absolutely. So yes, we are here to meet that immediate emergency. You don't know what to do at 3 in the morning when the situation happened, but we're also still going to be here 6 months, a year down the road assisting you. And if you're in our transitional housing program, we can help you with rental assistance and case management for up to 6 months. If you're in our rapid rehousing program, we can help you with the same things for up to a year.
So tell me more about the emergency assistance that you offer.
Sure. So we offer, again, 24-hour response, and that includes responding to hospitals. We also have emergency financial assistance, which includes allowing people to have access to our emergency pantry, which has a variety of personal care and food items to help people through that troubled time. We also have access to gift cards and other items that can help them get gas if they don't have means for transportation and things like that.
Can you tell me Emergency hospital. What does that mean?
So if through the course of the incident, of a domestic violence incident, someone was injured, or even if they go to the hospital or a medical provider for another reason and would disclose that they don't feel safe at home, we have strong partnerships with local medical providers here in Adams County, and they will contact an advocate to come out and meet with you immediately to see if there's anything we can assist you with.
24 hours a day.
Absolutely.
Free service.
Free and confidential. Our confidentiality means that we will not tell anyone that we met with you, that we know who you are, or what we did to assist you without your express written permission to do so.
And how do people find out about you if they need you?
We try to market as best we can. We have billboards up, we run radio ads, we go to tons of community events throughout the year, but I just think no one ever really thinks that they need domestic violence services until they need those services. So it's always important, events like this, to try to get the word out that we're here and willing to help at any time.
And how long have you been here in Adams County?
We've been here since 2019, but Safe Home itself has been providing services to the Adams County and Hanover area since 1981.
And since you've been here in 2019, have you found that it is a need in this community?
Absolutely. The unfortunate thing, although no one ever wants to talk about domestic violence, is that it is occurring everywhere all of the time. So yes.
And over any demographic?
Yep. You might have in your head what you think someone impacted by domestic violence looks like, and I'm going to tell you that's not the case. It impacts women, it impacts men, it impacts everyone of all races, religious backgrounds, socioeconomic backgrounds. It can really be present anywhere.
And you're here to support 24 hours through your trained advocates. And do you ever need volunteers?
Absolutely. We love our volunteers. Our volunteers assist us in a variety of ways. They help us with our 24-hour hotline. They go with us out to school events or public events. They can even be in here helping meet with clients and provide services that way. We provide a robust training for our volunteers. They receive over 40 hours of training and then have a long period of shadowing with us so that they never feel unprepared or unsupported when they go out to assist.
And you said you go out to schools or you talk in the community. At the school level, it's interesting that you would need to promote this, but do you find that, thank goodness you do?
Yes, and when we deal with youth, we don't necessarily deal so much with the notion of domestic violence, but we do educate about healthy relationships.
I think
what does it look like to be in a healthy relationship? What does a healthy partnership look like? How should you be treated when you're in a relationship? How do you set boundaries? What are those red flags and green flags that you should be aware of?
So your program doesn't just help the emergency moment, but you're even going back to help and teach healthy relationships before a relationship even gets started.
We actually call that program prevention. We're looking to prevent domestic violence and intimate partner violence before it even occurs.
That's very interesting. I don't know a lot of other nonprofit organizations that try to that have the opportunity to reach out to the community for prior education to minimize the outcome of them needing you, unfortunately.
Yeah, so for our prevention program, we're very lucky to be partnered with the Adams County Children's Advocacy Center in doing our prevention work. So yes, so we work very hard and are very committed to that part of our mission.
Well, thank you so much. I didn't know you were here, but now that I do, I know it's a volunteer opportunity as well. So thank you again.
Excellent, thank you so much. And just would like to let everyone know if they ever do need our assistance or know someone who might need our assistance, they can call our 24-hour hotline at 717-632-0007.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Stacey, hey, it's Amy. Thank you so much for meeting me here today on Zoom.
Hi, Amy. Thanks for having me.
I just did a walking tour around town for all the different nonprofits that assist people here in Adams County through everything from housing and resources, food. Can you tell me, what does At Home Adams County do specifically for these people in need?
Sure. So At Home in Adams County itself is focused on coordinating resources, advocating, and developing solutions for our most complex problems here in Adams County. At Home itself, our vision is that all residents within Adams County will have opportunities to live in safe housing in line with their income, find sustainable employment in order to pay for that housing, and access viable transportation options to get them to and from home and work.
So essentially, you work with the community to help set these programs up, and you work specifically with anybody in need, because I know a lot of this is a daunting process for people who find themselves in a myriad of situations of why they are where they are. So you really extend that support to them as well to really help launch them. Is that right?
We try. So At Home itself isn't responsible for any programming. My role is to coordinate resources and to connect people with resources. I also conduct coalition meetings every other month. And in those meetings, we try to educate the public and community members, other nonprofit organizations, community leaders about these problems and the resources that are out there. So when they have someone come to them and say, I need help with housing, or I'm really struggling to figure out a way to get to work, those folks know where to send people.
When you attend these meetings, what would the top 1 or 2 things that our public or community leaders do not know is needed the most?
So our top 3 issues here in the county are affordable housing for everyone. That doesn't just mean low income housing, Amy. That means housing at all price points for all households. It also means viable transportation options. So we have a lot of folks in the community who do not even have a vehicle. So it's difficult to get them to doctor's appointments or to run errands and get groceries. So between those 2 things, and then also getting people to work and making sure that where they work is paying them a wage where they can pay for their transportation and their housing. And my goal, At Home's goal, is to make sure that everyone in the county has these opportunities. And if they don't, they know where they can go to help them get those opportunities.
And if I'm correct, you have a pilot program right now to help with one of these 3 items, which is the transportation. What can you tell me about that?
That's correct. That's the Gettysburg Hanover Connector. And it is a fixed route bus through Rapid Transit that runs it actually starts in Misty Ridge at 6 a.m. Monday through Friday, comes into downtown Gettysburg, and then it has stops along Route 30. It goes into downtown New Oxford, out to Cross Keys, and then south into downtown Hanover. And it also makes a stop at PCA Fulfillment Center. And then it loops back around, and that runs Monday through Friday from 6 to 6. So folks can take it to get to work. They can use it to run errands. They can use it just to get out of the house. But it is a pilot program.
So in addition to that pilot program, which is, I know, going to be completely successful because it really hits all the needs that we talked about, getting people to and from where they need to be, reliable transportation, because I know that's an issue with a lot of employment centers, getting perhaps the elderly to and from doctor appointments, and keeping it safe on our roads and reducing the emissions that we all want to keep our climate as well. So it hits many, many points in Adams County that everyone should be excited to be a part of.
That's right.
Well, I thank you for everything that you do to help speak to our community and the representatives of the community to keep Adams County safe, vibrant, and thriving. I really appreciate meeting you today.
Thank you. Thanks, Amy, so much for doing this.
Of course. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you again for joining me today on this walking tour, where we discovered that your generous contribution, whether that's a donation or volunteering, will help keep these valuable community resources moving forward for anyone who needs them.